What made you stop liking your crush? Her friends. Two of them in specific are not people I care to have in my life, and it would be a package deal. I had a crush on her, and so did my buddy. I was going to ask her out, but my friend who hadn't ever had a girlfriend to that point asked me not to, so I stepped back. When he did ask her out, she laughed at him. Crush gone. I asked her whether she is a dog or a cat person. Her reply immediately stopped the liking train. Cats because they need less love than dogs. But you know I hate animals. Instant regression. He rejected me. After that though, you start nitpicking every little thing. I find him pretty annoying now. I have a class with him until December. Found out she had been dating my dad all along. You stopped liking your crush because you now like your stepmom. Awesome. Personal hygiene, including her home. She was playing me along and eventually said how she wasn't really into me, but how she was really into this other guy who she found out likes her back. Well, I liked her and then she made a phone call prank and pretended she loved me. I felt humiliated, because she did that with a group of friends who were in our class as well. He had sex with his cousin and got her pregnant. Tried to justify why it was okay. Him and his cousin are still together. My crush on this guy immediately turned into disgust and confusion. I moved far away from her. I stopped talking to her and we drifted apart. We were really close friends and she knew I still liked her, but nothing ever came of it and nothing ever will. When I think about her now, all I see are her flaws, which has helped me resist reaching out to her and possibly finding those feelings again. Other times before that they'd either do one small thing that pissed me off infinitely or I just stopped talking to them completely. He did not add any periods at the end of his sentences when he would text. He also used he too much. So, his text messages looked something like, "Oh he that's cool, I'll take you dancing, we can dance the night away, he do you know how to salsa, I will teach you, you're so cute, I can't wait to take you out, he." Whenever someone writes he I think of Michael Jackson saying it. While on a semester abroad he had started a relationship with a girl, still kept me on hold for 6 months. Found out through a third party when he came back. The realization that I had still been dreaming about him, talking to his friends, all exited about him, all while he was making new memories with someone else, totally crushed me. The second restraining order seemed a bit excessive. Married her. She's too gay for me. He started dating someone else, who is wonderful by the way, and I realized I couldn't handle his intense all-night crazy lifestyle. It was fun but not long-term. We're still good friends though. Time and familiarity. Really, the more I saw them as a real person, the less I ended up liking them and saw them more normally. She complained about everything every single day, and would constantly fish for compliments. It wasn't once a week or once a month. It was every damn day. And it wasn't just venting. It was every day, I'm so ugly while posting 10 selfies. My art is horrible while uploading said artwork twice or 3 times a week. Repeat every day, per week, per month, so on. And it killed the crush completely. I understand some people have moments of weakness and need reassuring in those moments of weakness. But not every damn day. Usually multiple times a day. Infatuation only lasts so long. We went on a date and there was this bowl of free candy and he took all the candy. I know it was free candy, but still, I think it's rude that he took the whole bowl full. A friend of mine convinced my crush to write a list of all the reasons he wouldn't date me. Apparently I needed to wear makeup, style my hair, wear cooler clothes, and not be weird. I had a crush on this guy who stayed at my university dorm for 1 whole summer. He switched dorms afterwards and I did not see him again until graduation. 4 years later, a mutual friend introduced us through Facebook, wherein he asked for my number. We've been texting for a month, kinda flirting. When he asked to meet personally, it sounded like he wanted to have a date. Turns out he wanted to recruit me to one of those multi-level marketing schemes. Her boyfriend asked him out. Found out he had a girlfriend, but then he said, "Don't worry about it, she's out of town this week anyway," and I was like, oh, EW. I asked her out in person. She said yes. and we exchanged numbers. When I tried work out a time and place when we could go out, she ghosted me. I get ghosting when it's a random person from an app, but this is someone who I had had multiple in-person conversations with. I couldn't think of a justifiable reason for just ghosting, so I figured that regardless of the reason, she is no longer worth my time. I married her and now she's stuck with me lol. Politely smiles and nods. Divorce attorney. She was a narcissist. She'd do up things to her friends and just expect them to deal with it because she was pretty. Lie, cheat, screw over. She once told a mutual friend that she and her boyfriend could lease her apartment from her while she left town to travel for climbing, but only actually offered it to them to try and get me feeling like I should take it because she kept talking about how good it could be for me or what a great deal it was, and they didn't really want it that bad. And when the time came and she finally convinced me to take it, I was looking for a place to stay at the time, insisting that they were okay with it, and that they discussed it as a potential already. So I went along to discuss it with the whole group. They were heartbroken. One of them actually cried. Her response: "Well, it's not my fault. I don't want anyone mad at me," and shrugged. Then it actually came out this was the plan all along. Turns out she never trusted them to take over her lease from the start. I felt so bad I went and apologized to them for her. Why? Dunno. I just felt terrible being involved at all. I opted not to take the lease after that. Said ex-friend postponed her trip. Though to this day I still don't think she took that trip. Makes me sick I even looked at her in that way. Talking about you, Chelsea. You awful skinny bitch. But thanks for showing me what a shitty human looks like. Changed my standards forever. She and her friends would make a big ass scene every single day. During class. To make fun of this other girl who didn't like them acting up all the time. And it sucked because she was the cutest and funniest person I knew. Most of the crushes I had through school ended because after a while it was obvious I didn't have a chance anyway. I started liking another dude mostly. Later found out he cheated on his girlfriend at the time and that killed any lingering attraction. I couldn't even look at him for a long time because it pissed me off. Now we are friendly with one another again, but I'll never like him again. He was rude to a fast food worker and made a huge scene. I ended up apologizing to them and trying to awkwardly tip them for their troubles. We were on our way shopping for homecoming outfit stuff. I was being the good boyfriend and getting a matching tie. I was making small talk with her and her parents and sports came up. I played football at the time and they started asking me about the team and whatnot. Everything was going okay until her mom turned around, looked me dead in the face and asked me how I could play football with all those s. I was mortified that someone would even ask me this. I had never even thought how to respond to it, so I said they are my teammates. They are my friends and they are real people. It didn't last long after that. She got a boyfriend that she's been with for a long time and is a very good match for her. Wildly beautiful woman I was talking to said she has to really like a guy to not cheat on him. A long time ago, I was hanging out with her and her brother when her brother took out a lighter and started burning worms. I told him to stop and he gave me a dirty look and asked me why. My crush then asked me, "Wait, you're not an animal lover, are you?" I never thought I'd have to defend myself trying to stop a guy from burning a creature to death. And the idea of animal lover being a grave insult to her was really eye-opening. It was hard to be attracted to her after that. Her mysterious disappearance. Your username is making me suspicious. All of my crushes have turned out to be lesbian. Every single one. Your superpower is making any girl you are mildly interested in lesbian. I call it the Lesbiator. It was my freshman year of high school. I was 14 and he was 18. I know it was bad, but I didn't know better back then. His girlfriend recently broke up with him and he started to catch feelings for me, but still hasn't gotten completely over his ex. When his ex found out I was coming on to him, she made a fake email account posing as me and sent an email to herself saying I told her to kill herself. She showed the school counselors the fake email and things got messy. The three of us plus 4 school counselors and the vice principal gathered in a room together to sort it out. Most of the conversation didn't involve me and I was only there for part of it. When it was over I got to talk to my counselor alone and I was a sobbing mess. It was so overwhelming for me at 14. I had no idea what to do. It became obvious I didn't do anything, so they let me go. Him and the ex eventually got back together, and as far as I know she didn't get in trouble. So yeah, didn't talk to that guy much afterwards. Realized looks can only carry so far until your shit personality starts to show. Thank God I'm ugly and have a shit personality. No need to waste anybody's time. Chewed tobacco. Nothing like a spurt of brown slime from someone's mouth to cut off all thoughts you might have had about what it would be like to kiss them. Out of all the crushes, not the people that died, that one died the fastest. Anytime she needed support or advice, I would give it to her. Anytime she needed to talk, I would listen. Anytime I would need support or to talk, she was on her phone, or didn't hear what I said and would say something completely unrelated to anything we were talking about. She had no advice to give. She started to date someone else. I have a policy of not going for people who are spoken for.